Good evening, friends. I'm humbled and privileged to be able to present a tribute to Brian Bennett tonight, who was my friend, colleague, and mentor for 20 years. For those of us who knew Brian, we know firsthand that you couldn't separate Brian's zany wit from his conviction and passion for education and school choice. I could stand here for days telling you amazing stories about Brian and still never touch the surface of his tremendous impact on behalf of parents and children. Since it's clear that they've only given me 2 minutes, I feel like I'm at a board meeting, I don't have that amount of time tonight, so I'll focus on the highlights. In his 4 decades of living in San Diego, Brian Bennett left his mark on the civil rights struggle, Catholic education, voucher initiatives, and most importantly for this evening's purposes, the charter school movement. Brian held firm to the belief that education is the key to a better world, and he saw quality education as a matter of civil rights. Brian believed charter schools give parents stuck in poor neighborhoods with failing schools a chance at getting a quality education for their children. Brian was the force behind the development of more than a dozen public charter schools, including the launch of some of the earliest charter schools in California after the legislature authorized them in 1992. Brian, myself, and a few others traveled the United States to help organize inner-city charter schools while working for School Futures Research Foundation, which was funded by John Walton and later with our own consulting firm, BWG. As the school choice director for the San Diego Unified School District and the Western Regional Director for the National Association of Charter School Authorizers, Brian was active in shaping district and statewide policies regarding the oversight and evaluation of charter schools. His 3-year tenure as San Diego Unified's first school choice director saw the number of charter schools in the district increase from 15 to 30. And he was instrumental in the conversion of several poor-performing district schools into charter schools, including our own in San Diego, Gompers, Keelers, and King Chavez. It's not an exaggeration to say that literally thousands of students have had a better educational opportunity because of Brian's work. Brian used his voice, wit, and conviction to argue that for people to have opportunities, they have to have choices, especially about where they send their children to school. Brian was diagnosed with ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease, in May of 2006, but he never lost his wit or passion for education. Brian quipped that Lou Gehrig's disease is probably God's way of saying I've talked enough, but I will do what I'm doing until I have no energy left. That's the way it's supposed to be. Brian did just that, and he's a tremendous inspiration to me and many others in this room tonight. It is fitting for us to recognize his tremendous impact as a charter school developer, authorizer, and advocate during these first 2 important decades of the charter school movement in California. For those of you who knew Brian, I encourage you to tell a colleague a Brian Bennett story while you attend this conference. For those of you who had that pleasure of knowing Brian personally, let's keep his memory and extraordinary contributions alive. I know his Irish eyes are smiling down on us tonight. Thank you.